what does do the work mean? And I'm like,
We clearly
it
don't.
means do the work to get to where you want to be. Set a goal and then do the work where you want to be.
We don't just know this shit because all we do is channel all day long. I mean, we had to get to that point. You start with the computer, you start with research, you start with books, you start with classes, you start with
like everything. That's why I tell people, I'm like, you can get a sense of something in a meditation, but it's going to require you to look it up and understand it and do all that. That's doing the work. Girlfriend, my like 16 years of doing the work to get clairaudient, and I am finally like chipping away at the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure it's just the tip of the iceberg, but like couldn't be more thankful for the clairaudient. Like I have been trying for 16 years to clarify that. I'll close my eyes and then I see like an index, a Rolodex. Check these out, dude. Check these out.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's pretty.
And it's got the what it means on the back. These, I wish, I'm gonna send you some because, girl.
What is it?
So
I mean, I saw it, but I didn't read it.
It's reverse and overcome retrograde lotion. And then there's breakthrough barrier lotion, breakthrough barrier body wash, diamond shield body wash for like empaths. And then I did a business and success lotion and body wash.
People are like, how, but it's like you need to visualize this stuff. So it's like whatever you need to visualize it.
How many people do shower meditations? Like, first of all, I'm proud of myself with the lotions because consistency is a big thing, and separating, it's almost like baking.
Right, no, seriously.
Between the lotion and the oils that have to go in there. So those came out really good, but I had no idea I was going to have so much. I did 96 bottles. I ended up having to buy more bottles and more display cases for all my oils. But look at this. What?
Oh, yeah, that looks pretty. I have that pestle mortar too. I love that pestle mortar. It's in storage now, but I love that pestle mortar.
I looked everywhere for...
I'm so proud of you, Jen.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. I really couldn't have done it without you, but I looked everywhere for people candles or regular like 2x9 spell candles, and I was not charging $25 for a fucking candle. Like I
tried to get you there, but but those are the most important ones. You have your own, like you don't need to the other thing was like buying those and like using other people's and like those are great.
Charge.
If you have a client who's been using it and can't get it and you need to convince them that something else is more powerful so they believe it's more powerful, you could send them that way. But some teachers will have you do this over and over and over again.
You're only going to be able to give people so much. And then they have to go and they have to do it. And I'm sorry, but you can go to fucking Office Max and get a fucking certificate and certify your fucking self.
I feel the same way. It's like, I don't need a fucking certificate to tell me.
You got a birth certificate.
And here's the thing. If you have a body, I mean, with the exception of a few beings that have apparently incarnated here without chakras, if you have a body, you have an information system and you can take messages in. We're all gifted. It's just a matter of working on it and focusing on it. Nobody's broken. Nobody's stuck in the empath land. Like, empathic is clairsentience.
Right. And we're empathic beings. I had 3 girls in like a week's time reach out to me and say, will you teach me? Will you mentor me? Will you do this? Will you do that? I can fit 6 people in this room comfortably. And that'll be that. And it's $10 fucking. Like,
you can now charge $10 because you're authentic. Here's the thing though, because these are all like individual readings and they're just like agreeing to like have a group read. This is how I do like a lot of, because I teach, but I don't teach in a way, I don't teach like that. I do like in my sessions, like, what are you working on? Like, what are we doing? Like, and then I send them with homework, basically the same way you do it, but it's just like a one-on-one. I just charge them what I would charge for a reading though. Think about that. What do you charge for 30 minutes of a reading?
$60.
That's what I'm saying. So you're going to charge 15 for how many hours? Because and here's the thing, like it's coming together naturally. So they're all chosen to be there. Their energies are all there, and you're going to your energy is going to clean the field. So they don't even have to say a word. You're going to clean the fields a little bit anyways. And that's like what people do when they come to your store and they don't pay you and they just hang out with you, just like cleaning the whole time, which is fine. We're fine with that. We don't mind giving back. We're good.
And it's not structured. It's really not structured. Come here. I'll spend 2 hours answering your question, playing a couple games, getting you in the niche of things. And however long it needs to be, it needs to be.
But that's the work. When people say what is doing the work, that's the work. You're dealing with whatever's happening in the forefront. It's literally a reading in some sense.
Yeah.
I mean, minus maybe not as many dead people, maybe some dead people, like depending on who comes in and what's going on.
Yep.
But like it's basically because that's how we grow.
Yep.
We're just focused on enhancing them as a human, and therefore enhances their clairs.
These girls feel like they are like right on the cusp. They just need somebody to give them, and then they're going to go.
Yeah, and it's perfect. It is perfect. I'm just saying, like, I guess my perspective is reminding you that you have a little more value than $10. Okay. Like, a lot of these modalities are created for people who literally just have not plugged into their gifts. Like, why do you need to go into the Akashic records and look around at everything you've ever done and completely disfocus you and distract you on what's right in front of your path? Why are we doing that?
Right.
Right.
Would you agree that the Burr months, October, November, December, are special? They're just different, and they have more spiritual something or other. Like, I don't even know how to word it.
Okay, so what you're experiencing is there's actually more electrons in the atmosphere. So apparently I do have some stuff to there's actually more electrons in the atmosphere at these times of month. I know there is some information as to why. It has to do with the planet in relation to the atmosphere, weather patterns, stuff like that. So I can't really attest to exactly, but when there's more electrons and there's more frequency in the air, it gives the ability for energies to be able to manifest into this plane and communicate better. However that looks, whether that's audio, whether that's full apparitions, whether that's moving, there's a word for that, when they move stuff, when they manipulate like lights and sound and radio stations. So, and they're aware, like they feel like those existences, those energies can feel where they can most easily manifest. Obviously different levels of intelligence and different origins. Like you're going to have spirit that like doesn't know it's dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, they're not like, oh, I can manifest more because there's more electrons in the air, because it doesn't know. So it depends on the level of intelligence of the actual energetics that are trying to manifest or are in existence in any point or time. But this also, I think what's coming in now, this is a little bit of a download, is that they're telling me that it can come between realms and like if most of us understand time as a linear thing, and it is not. So it can kind of move through different planes and realms a little bit easier because of those. It's almost like they're showing me like butter or like grease to like lube the transition, because there's just more to work with. It just is, it is that way in this atmosphere.
So I got to tell you a story. Bear with me.
Sure.
It's a little lengthy, but 2 years ago, my dad kept trying to get my attention. So he would turn my phone off and then he would turn it on. And this was like happening. And like, at first I thought my phone was just being a piece of shit. Like I was too busy. I didn't like sit. I didn't know, whatever. Then I realized that it was my father trying to get my attention. So I sat one day and fucking traffic. And I sat one day and I tried to connect with my dad, connected with him, and all he did was hand me this sword, right? And I'm like, am I supposed to go to like battle or something? And that was all I got. But he kept turning my phone on and off. And then one day I was driving, and he told me to look at the time when he told me to look at the time when my phone turned back on. So no sooner than like 5 minutes after this happened, my phone shuts off. I'm driving. I grab my phone. I'm like staring at it. And for about 10 seconds, my phone turns on. And this was in September. And it changed to a futuristic date of October 29th. Future date. What's that? 11/11. Okay. So I was like, okay. Huh? Yeah. So I was like, okay, like, is there something that's going to happen on October 29th? Whatever. But he kept doing it. And then once I realized that the times were different and it was giving a futuristic date, it was October 29th. And then it was November 8th. And then it was December 8th. And so I started looking them up. Well, there's All Souls Day on the 29th, right? There's All Saints Day on November 8th. And then on December 8th, I believe these are the right dates. It's two different significant moments. One is Buddha's Day of Enlightenment, and the other is Mary's Immaculate Conception. And on top of all of this, 2 years ago, around the same time, I had the dream of Saint Germain, but I didn't know who Saint Germain was, right? So I dreamt of him. He takes my hands, he puts them in a trough. I take my hands out, they're amethyst, whatever. Yeah.
That's his gem, the purple light, right?
The violet light, right? And amethyst is his crystal. But it was within that same time period, same week or two, something like that, I came across the books that were written. They're called the Green Books, the I Am books, that were written in 1935, and they were translations or channeling that was written down that was from Saint Germain. Well, I found these books. We were doing like a book sale, and I was like, what do you want done with these books? And the girl was like, well, they can be free. And I was like, well, then I'm gonna look through them first, right? No, very expensive books. So I'm like, I'm gonna look through them first. First page I open up to talks about the sword in the hand. So it goes all the way back to what my dad was trying to show me. Now, get this. 2 years later, I figure out, okay, obviously All Souls Day, All Saints Day, blah, 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 blah. Saint Germain, he's my dude, know him very well. Well, bless you. 2 days ago, I have two girls, don't know each other, within a 2-hour fucking time frame, message me about seeing this man that was surrounded by a purple hue, and he looked like Jesus, but he wasn't Jesus. I screenshot Saint Germain, send them the picture, and they're like, that's him. So with all of the electrons and everything being able to be easier, and the dates that have been like set as far as like a celebration, All Souls Day, All Saints Day, Buddhism Day of Enlightenment, and then the ability for these like beings to come through to people and make themselves known without any prior existence, like it just blows my mind. And I don't even think we've discovered, at least I know I haven't, the tip of the fucking iceberg as to why. Whether you want to say it's the thinning of the veil, the energies are more in alignment around this time, electrons, what have you. There's something very special about this time of the year when it comes to the human experience and the spiritual experience. Would you agree?
And take it for whichever direction resonates more. I mean, really, it's just words, and it's how we communicate. And if it makes somebody more comfortable to feel that it's literally scientific and there's literally more electrons in the air, and it allows beings, souls, energy, whatever, to move around faster. I mean, and the only reason why this isn't in our immediate awareness is because we don't normalize this in our communities, in our civilization. Like, this was normalized for centuries prior to the current civilization that we're all part of today. So it's hard for me to even understand why something so sacred and so awesome and it's so comforting. This is what really raises an eyebrow for me. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself like super big into like, you know, um what's the word I'm looking for? A conspiracy, but at the end of the day, why is something so um sacred and so comforting something that's not part of our mainstream society? Do they not want us to be comfortable? Do they not want us to be plugged in? I'm not sure why this is coming out right now. We don't even have to go there, but it's very interesting because why would you not want that time of year to get closer with people who are not in the physical vessel anymore? I mean, when we're going through traumas and we're going through whatever we're experiencing in our lives, what's the first thing we do? Most of us, not all of us, some of us go within and they're able to handle situations around us. But I'm still at the stage where I'll call Jen or I'll call Rita or I'll call my mom, and you process and you talk. So why would you not want to do that with people that are also not in the physical vessel? We don't have to lose connection with people. We are choosing by what we're agreeing, our belief systems and what we're agreeing and aligned to be our reality. We are choosing that it is not an option.
Right.
Or only certain people have an option. And I feel like that time is probably, hopefully, coming to an end where this becomes more of part of our, more part of our lives, more part of our reality, that this is available to us. This is part of who we are. And this is part of our abilities as our physical vessel, that we are the quote unquote meat sack, and part of the energetic body and being that we are. We have these capabilities. This is how we were created. This massive sense of grief and loss of being disconnected from the spirit world is a total illusion.
Like you said, like whatever terms you want to use, there is more of a conscious connection in the Burr month. If October was a hairstyle, this would be it.
If October was a hairstyle,